information droid will be with you shortly.
A padlock prevented whatever was inside from getting out.
This old city refrigeration unit is
Slight recollection?
great gastroenteritis crisis. A particularly dark piece of pre-Joey
It
history.
was an old fridge. There were strange noises coming from it, as if something was trapped inside.
Ministry of Comfort's janitorial staff. Protect your family with spankles.
This city synth garbage would never compete with the stuff back in the Gap.
For your safety and drinking pleasure.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
These models were far too clean-cut to be Gaplanders. They'd done a good job with the goat, though.
Here we see a typical scene of two fully grown Gaplanders.
Union City still had some pretty backward views on the Gap.
Desert. Note the animal they are about to slaughter. Most likely the now extinct quadruped commonly known.
I'd had a run-in with this tech all those years ago. I hoped Union City had gone in a more sustainable direction. A giant holographic map of Union City as it was 10 years ago. If I could get the map to display area E1594, I would find the building where I suspected Graham had met with Leet.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
This holographic map demonstrates the success of the Council in
The robot was a repository of information about all the exhibits.
With new Council-approved technology, every citizen can finally look up and see clear blue skies.
Excuse me?
Oi! Keep the noise down.
Oh, sorry.
A little respect while you're in this hallowed place.
Right. And you're a guard here?
Name's Payne. Roy Allen Payne. Ex-security officer, 30 years on the force. And I've got my eyes on you.
Is there some way to make that map show a specific location?
Come now, sir, this is not a child's toy room. That map table is for observation, not human interaction.
Well, is there anything else around here that could help me?
Sir, this special collection is for esteemed social climbers. Urban geographical hobbyists need to look elsewhere.
See you later.
I'll be watching you.
A metal panel was bolted onto the side of the table. Waving my crowbar around in public wasn't going to achieve anything. A metal panel was bolted onto the side of the table. 10 years ago, I'd used the old underground system to reach the heart of Link. I'd had a run-in with this tech all those years ago.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
Life in the Gap has always been primitive. Here we see a typical scene of two fully grown Gaplanders eking out an existence in the harsh wastes of the desert. Note the animal they are about to slaughter. Most likely the now extinct quadruped commonly known as a goat. Notoriously difficult to trap. Our two monsters here were clearly top hunters.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
The hand scanner looked broken. I doubted I'd be able to use it anytime soon.
That would become our beloved savior, Joe.
The wiring to the hand scanner had been ripped out. It was never going to work.
As an example of immaculate assembly with rather less than immaculate soldiering. Notice, this attraction is currently closed after complaints of language of a most unsavior-like nature.
A giant holographic map of Union City, as it was 10 years ago. If I could get the map to display area E1594, I would find the building where I suspected Graham had met with Leet.
The information droid will be with you
This
shortly.
holographic map demonstrates the success of the Council in
The
revitalizing.
robot was a repository of information about all the exhibits.
With new Council-approved technology, every citizen can finally look up and see clear blue skies.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
These humble scraps of primitive circuitry house the spark that would become our beloved savior, Joey. Many disciples of the Savior hold this board up as an example of immaculate assembly with rather less than immaculate soldiering. Notice, this attraction is currently closed after
The robot was a repository of information about all the exhibits. The hand scanner looked broken. I doubted I'd be able to use it anytime soon. The wiring to the hand scanner had been ripped out. It was never going to work. The Joey Speaks looked like a gimmick, but I couldn't pass the opportunity to hear my old buddy's voice again.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
These humble scraps
The robot was a repository of information about all the exhibits.
beloved Savior, Joey. Many disciples of the Savior hold this board up as an example of immaculate assembly with rather less than immaculate soldiering. Notice, this attraction is currently closed after complaints of language of a most unsavior-like nature.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
These humble scraps of primitive circuitry house the spark that would become our beloved Savior, Joey. Many disciples of the Savior hold this board up as an example of immaculate assembly with rather less than immaculate soldiering. Notice, this attraction is currently closed after complaints of language of a most unsavior-like nature.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
These humble scraps of primitive circuitry house the spark that would become our beloved Savior, Joey. Many disciples of the Savior hold this board up as an
The wiring to the hand scanner had been ripped out. It was never going to work.
immaculate soldiering. Notice, this attraction is currently closed after complaints of language of a most unsavior-like nature.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
Joey? Joey, it's me, Foster.
Foster? It is really you?
Hey, old buddy. Boy, am I glad to see...
Let's talk more crowbar, Foster. Or whatever other great idea you have for getting me out of here.
Is that Joey?
Joey, I'm so sorry. I had no idea what they'd done to you.
Yeah, save your apologies for after you've got me out of this.
Everybody, it's an Aspiration Day miracle. Joey's speaking to us.
No, that's not Joey. No way.
Joey, it's really you?
Oh, great. Here we go again.
Joey.
Oi! What are you doing over there?
What? Who? Me?
Yeah, you!
I was, just giving the machine a checkup.
Good luck with that. Lost cause if I ever saw one. Meanwhile, why don't you get back to enjoying the exhibit? Quietly. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I just can't get enough of old history. Joey had been hooked up to a speaker, forced to perform like some circus act. I couldn't help finding it amusing. The wiring to the hand scanner had been ripped out. It was never going to work.
The information droid will be with you shortly.
A padlock prevented whatever was inside from getting out.
Come on! Shut this thing down! Stop this nonsense! There's no... Everybody out! Everyone, stay calm. Make your way to the exit in an orderly manner.
The exhibit was on vermin-prompted lockdown. I had to find a way out without being detected, but not before figuring out where this leak guy was hiding out. Not to mention rescuing Joey. Tucked between the old work manuals was the occasional picture of dubious morality. None of it looked to be much use. In cold blood. So your android went rogue and killed your wife. I got you, buddy. I built the circuit board when I was just a kid, and now I had it back. But it was more than just a board. My old pal Joey was on it.
What year is it?
Oh, relax. You were only unplugged for a moment.
Everything I ever loved is dead. Oh, hey, Foster. You're here too, huh?
Welcome back, Joey.
Is this the best shell you could find?
It was just collecting dust.
You've turned me into a vacuum cleaner, Foster. Again!
It's functional. Don't be ungrateful. And look, someone gave you a cool beanie.
Don't patronize me, Foster.
We'll find you a better shell soon, I promise.
Good, because this one sucks. And not even efficiently.
Listen, we're in deep trouble.
There's something new. Care to bring me up to speed?
If anyone asks, my name is Graham Grundy.
You come up with that yourself?
No, I needed an ID to get inside the city. I got this one from a dead body.
Jeez, Foster. Was it dead when you found it?
Don't worry, Joey. My conscience is clear. I came here looking for a missing child, Milo. He was kidnapped from my village.
Oh no, Rob. That's terrible.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Don't look at me. I've been trapped in that glass prison for years.
I learned about somebody called Leet here in the city. I think he's somehow connected to the kidnapping.
And we're gonna go find him?
That's right. I came here to find out where he hides out.
And to rescue me?
Come on, Joey. That goes without saying. What are the capabilities of your current shell?
It's a vacuum bot, Foster. It sucks and it blows. End of.
Don't all these old vacuums have an interface probe?
I was really hoping you'd forgotten that part.
Don't be ashamed. It might come in handy.
I'm not ashamed. It's just cold in here.
That's everything. Great to have you back, Joey.
The Gat Chaps are back.
We were never called that.
Best friends?
That'll do, Joey. That'll do. An old monitor displayed the maintenance test results for the barrel transporter robot. The text referenced the robot's E-manual. A metal panel was bolted onto the side of the table. The panel had been covering the table's interface port. Hey, Joey. Got a job for you.
What is it?
Remember that Leet guy I mentioned?
I never forget a thing.
Well, I've tracked him to an area code, E1594. Thing is, that code is part of the old system. It's obsolete.
Cut to it, Foster.
This old map shows the city as it was 10 years ago. The old system. If I can find E1594 on here, it would show me where to find Leet.
Have you seen the size of this thing? That will take you hours.
Exactly. I need you to plug yourself in. I bet you'll find the location in no time.
Give me a moment. Here, Foster. E1594.
Joey, you're a genius. There. That's the building I'm looking for. It's on the industrial level. Home Crescent Recycling Center.
This is where your guy Leet is?
I can't be sure, but it's the best lead I've got.
Okay, Foster. What's the plan now?
We need to get to that recycling center. But first, we need to break out of here without being seen.
Break out. Find Leet. Got it.
The doors were on lockdown. I wondered whether Joey could help me break out. Hey, Joey. We need to figure a way out of here.
What do you mean?
We can't just walk out, not with the museum on high alert.
That's right. A priceless artifact has been stolen.
Really, Joey? Priceless?
You can't put a price on friendship, Foster.
Do you think any of this junk could help us out?
It wouldn't be the first time.
Can you help us escape, Joey?
I don't know. This old tin soldier might have a few tricks up its sleeve.
You got a welder in that thing?
Better. My probe.
Anything here you'd like to plug into?
What do you mean, Foster?
That probe of yours. It might be our only way out of here.
Listen, if you find something useful, I'll maybe consider giving it the old Joey one too.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick. I've seen enough of this place to last a lifetime. Hey Foster, play a song.
The monopods had replaced the subway as Union City's public transportation.
Can you believe they used to travel like this, Foster?
The gruesome tendrils pulsed ominously. The product of Link, an experimental fusion of man with computer that had ended in tyranny.
Nothing,
The
Agent,
old Link terminal had long since stopped working.
by the look of things. Except maybe you, Foster. Nuclear.
I'd had a run-in with this tech all those years ago.
Sing for me,
That
Slade.
old stuff was always the best.
This music sounds about 25 years old.
Hey, Joey, can you talk to the transporter robot?
What do you mean talk? I already said,
Your probe, Joey. Probe the robot.
go probe yourself, Foster.
If you could give the transporter just enough juice...
Please, let's not call it juice.
Whatever. Just see if you can get it started.
Okay, but would you mind looking the other way?
Of course. You almost done?
Don't look!
Sorry. It's, not doing anything.
You don't say, Foster. It's been wiped clean, decommissioned, murdered. We need to give it new protocols.
Do you think you could do that?
Of course I could. I just need to know how the system works first.
I'll have another look around. An old barrel transporter robot. Those robots always gave me the creeps. Look, Joey. A work report for that barrel robot. And it comes with a maintenance e-manual.
How fascinating.
Do you think this would help you reprogram that old thing?
Well, sure, if you can find a way for me to read it. That terminal clearly wasn't built for vacuum bots.
Hey, Joey. See that transporter robot? What does it do?
Don't you remember? It transports stuff on a fixed route.
Maybe we can talk to it.
Talk to it. It's not clever like me. It just follows its programmed route. You think we can use it to get out of here?
I don't know yet.
Maybe I should probe it.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick.
Hey, Joey. Any chance we could hook your board up to the vermin robot?
That vermin robot is entirely Minos technology.
Is there a big difference?
Well, you know how when you plug me into a port, there's a right side up and an upside down way? They changed the ports in Minos so you can plug it in either way.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, but it does mean you can't just plug your headphones in anymore.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick. Union City is smaller than I thought. What's the scale on this thing?
Hey, Joey. How compatible is your probe?
It's not exactly cutting edge, Foster. I'd say not much newer than this stupid shell.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick.
Try giving this a look, Joey.
I hope you're not wasting my time, Foster. Interesting. Very interesting. Whoa! I look sexy.
So you like your new vacuum shell after all?
It's growing on me. But I don't think we can suck our way out of this one. My probe, on the other hand...
The droid had an old interface port at the base. The droid had an old interface port at the base. Hey, Joey. How compatible is your probe?
It's not exactly cutting edge, Foster. I'd say not much newer than this stupid shell.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick.
An antiquated interface port was built into the side of the table. The panel had been covering the table's interface port. The droid had an old interface port at the base. Joey, my oldest friend, my partner in crime, a real pain in the butt. I'd missed him.
What are you looking at, Foster? We have work to do.
Hey, Joey. Any luck reprogramming that transporter robot?
I'm not like you humans, Rob. I can't just stick it in and wiggle it around until something happens. Maybe you can find a digital manual around here somewhere.
Joey, can you read this barrel robot maintenance manual?
Do you see a slot for my probe? Do you? No, you don't. So I can't read it.
The terminal was switched off. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Hey, Joey. How's the shell, Joey?
It's old, cranky, and it itches.
Suck it up, Joey.
You have a nice day too, Foster.
Now, to get back to escaping.
Make it quick.
Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. The terminal was displaying a maintenance report for the barrel transportation robot. I'd need to find a better way to display the information if Joey was to make any sense of it. Most of these old maintenance reports didn't look like they'd be much use. Try giving this a look, Joey.
I hope you're not wasting my time, Foster. Interesting. Very interesting. Ah, this is exactly what I need to reprogram that barrel robot. You're welcome, by the way.
For what? I'm the one who found them in the first place.
Yeah, but can you read them? You're welcome.
Go reprogram the robot, please.
What do you want it to do?
Let's get out of here. We need somewhere hidden outside this room.
Toilets?
Toilets. Try and aim for the men's room, Joey.
Whatever. And that's done. Let's never speak of this again.
So what now?
Well, are you ready to go?
Ready.
Then climb aboard and let's go!
The barrel was just large enough to squeeze into. It was a snug fit, it smelled bad, and I felt stupid. While it was far from discreet, I'd managed to escape unseen.
Warning, citizen. Cleaning.
Don't make me clean up in there, Foster.
Mr. Grundy? Mr. Grundy? It is Mr. Grundy, isn't it?
Of course, Mentor Alonso. Who else would I be?
Well, quite, Mr. Grundy. Who indeed, hmm? What brings you down to the Museum of New History today?
On Aspiration Day? Where else would I want to be?
Oh, perhaps at home, preparing for the party. Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you no longer have the required social standing. I wonder, may I scan your U-chip again?
Of course. I have nothing to hide.
Indeed, Mr. Grundy. Do pardon my curiosity, but I wanted to double-check a little something. Yes, there it is. A sector of corrupt data, almost as if... How very strange. Have no fear. I'll consult my colleagues at the Ministry, and we'll soon have you sorted out. I'm almost positive you have nothing to worry about.
Let's hope so.
Just one more thing, Mr. Grundy.
Yes, Mentor?
I am surprised to see you wearing an aspiration brooch.
By the power of Joey, I am now a social climber.
So it would seem. So it would seem.
Alonso was definitely onto me. I'd have to watch my step around him.
Bengals is far more than just your recommended daily dose of vital fluids. Every can is bursting with
Graham had taken the tracked Bilby to the Home Crescent Recycling Center. I was sure this is where I'd find Leet.